Good evening, sir. Happy Choti Diwali, sir.
Good evening, sir, and wish you the same.
Good evening, Dr. Barada Prasad Panigrahy ji. How are you?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, namaste.
Sir, hope my voice is audible to you.
Your voice is audible and very much clear.
Thank you so much, sir.
You don't have the, flexibility of or luxury of, being unhealthy. You have to be all the time healthy.
Sir, in fact, sir, from day before yesterday, some infection has been cut off. So then today morning, there's some dizziness. So, but it's okay, sir. I will manage the session.
So they will
Sir,
start at 6 sharp, and somebody will first introduce, then lighting of the lamp, and then the moderator will be introduced after you, and then the moderator will start asking questions
Sure,
of
sir.
the anchor.
Sure.
Good evening and very happy Diwali to one and all. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to the 144th online interactive session, a platform that not only imparts knowledge and experience but also shape the careers and aspirations of our students through expert mentoring and guidance. I extend my heartfelt greetings and warm welcome to our Honorable Professor Ajay Kumar Singh sir, respected Director sir, and our eminent guest speaker, Dr. Barada P. Panigrahy sir, a visionary in the field of entrepreneurship and innovation. I am Ishita Kashyap, Assistant Professor at DSPSR, and it brings me immense joy to be your host for this very special occasion, one that coincides beautifully with the Festival of Lights of Diwali. On this auspicious occasion, we believe in beginning with positivity and light. So before we move forward, I would like to request to Arun sir kindly play the virtual line video.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा शुभं भवतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते.
Thank you so much, sir. We are privileged to have with us today Dr. Barada P. Panigrahy sir, a name that resonates deeply in the world of startups, in incubation, and entrepreneurial development. With over 20 years of experience, Dr. Panigrahi sir stands as a seasoned leader in the field of entrepreneurship development, consulting, and academia. He has dedicated his career to empowering individuals, institutions, and ecosystem across India and beyond. Currently, he serves as the director of the Startups and Innovation Department at none other than FICCI, the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, one of India's apex industry bodies. In this role, he is at the forefront of driving innovation and startup policies that have national and global impacts. But his journey did not begin at the top. It began with a vision to empower, to educate, and to enable transformation, not just for individuals, but for entire entrepreneurial ecosystems. His leadership there not only led to the successful incubation of numerous ventures, but also set a new standards for how universities can foster innovation driven education. Dr. Panigrahy sir has a rare ability to see opportunities where others see challenges, and his work in these regions has led to the nurturing of grassroots incubators and innovators and local startups that now contribute to their regional economies. With that, once again, a very warm welcome to you, sir. We are excited for these insights and inspiration this session will unfold. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
We are equally delighted to have moderators for today's session, Mr. Eklavya. Eklavya, over to you. Welcome you,
Sir,
Eklavya.
thank you, ma'am.
Over to you.
Sir, could you please begin by sharing your journey into the field of entrepreneurship development?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Eklavya. In fact, it's a pleasure meeting with all of you. Thank you, Ajay Singh sir, for this invitation. I request everyone to bear with my bad throat because of I'm down with fever, a little bit of fever and infection. So, Eklavya, coming to your question, I started my career as an entrepreneur. In fact, in 99, which is almost 27 years back, when I was a student like you, I was studying MSc Agriculture from OUT. So that point of time, I thought, let me try something. I'm studying all theories. Let me convert that into practice. So what I did, I started the mushroom seed production unit, which is, which was very new at that point of time. So that was my innovation of my venture. Sorry. So at that point of time, I created a market for this product because very few people, they were aware about mushroom cultivation. And specifically, mushroom seed was produced by very few entrepreneurs. So I'm sharing this journey because I would like to tell you about the pain points of entrepreneurs and how to overcome that, and what are the challenges faced by me so that it won't face by these budding entrepreneurs at this point of time. So what I did, I started that business, which is mushroom seed production, and it is very much climate dependent. Okay, in I was doing good at that point of time. No equity investment, no grants from any governments, no funding support. Then I started in a very humble way. It was doing good almost for 2.5 years. Then there was a cyclone. Orissa is a coastal part of India, so cyclones hit every quarter. So there was a cyclone where my buyers, basically the farmers who used to procure the seeds from me, so their units got destroyed. So then, my unit was also completely destroyed. And at that point of time, I took bank loan, and it is a debt, so I have to pay EMI. And so very few entrepreneurs. Now I'm very happy to see the entrepreneurs, they don't have that much of financial burden. There are a number of government schemes available at this point of time. You talk about grants, you talk about the debentures, compulsory convertible debentures or optional convertible debentures, which is equity based. So most of the funding availed by startups are in the form of equity. Either it's a debenture or the grant sometimes. So that point of time, I have to pay the EMI, and my buyers, they faced lots of challenges. They were not buying from me. So ultimately, I have to shut down the unit because of I was not able to pay the EMI. So then I went for my higher studies. So what I learned from there are so many points I have noted down at that point of time. 22 mistakes done by me for which I had to shut down my business. So that usually that experience I have been sharing with the budding and the aspiring entrepreneurs, even if the entrepreneurs who are at a decent revenue generation stage. So from that point of time, I mean, it's a entrepreneurship to support the budding entrepreneurs is a passion for us. And at FICCI, Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries, we have a dedicated division to support the startups and the budding entrepreneurs. As you know, FICCI is an industry leader. So we usually try our best to connect these budding entrepreneurs to different stakeholders of the startup ecosystem. We mentor them, we guide them how to be investable, how to kind of raise investment, who are the prospective investors. Okay, we also organize investors meets. We also help the startups in mentoring and providing handholding support in the compliance, governance structure. So this is a brief about me. And you asked me, where did I start my journey? So the journey started. Then I got into startup. As I told, after shutting down my enterprise, I went for the higher education. Then came back, got into industry. Then I got into startup ecosystem. Almost it is out of my 20 years of career, it is almost 16 to 17 years into startup ecosystem. I'm talking about 2006-7 when there was no, I mean, entrepreneurship. Startup was not the concept. We usually tell the micro entrepreneurs are the entrepreneur. From that time onwards, I am closely associated with the startup ecosystem. Hope I answered your question.
Thank you, sir. Very insightful. Sir, what initially inspired you to work in the area of startups and innovations?
Yeah. So as I told you, I started my career as an entrepreneur. So from that point of time, I mean, I was very passionate towards entrepreneurship. So as I said, my journey, I was not able to run my business because there are lots of challenges were there. Financial challenge was one among them. So then I thought, why not to devote my career for the growth of these entrepreneurs, to guide them, to mentor them, to connect them to different stakeholders. So during my tenure at Wadhwani Foundation, I hope all of you might be knowing this is National Entrepreneurs Network. We used to support the student entrepreneurs to kind of tell them how to get an idea, how to validate the idea. Okay, it's a very scientific process. It's not about some, you just thought about some idea and you did some research online through Facebook, Insta, or LinkedIn, and you got 1,000+ thumbs ups, which may not have any meaning. Getting my point? So how to do a proper validation in a scientific way? It is a very structured process of idea evaluation. So if we'll see, most of, I mean, almost as per multiple studies, 80% of the startups, they fail within 18 months, within 1.5 years of time. But the prime reason behind this failure is that they don't do the foundation work in a proper way. What I mean by the foundation work, first the selection of the idea. Okay, so as an entrepreneur, you need to find out your strength, you need to find out your weakness, you also need to find out uh, the socio-economic aspect, and there should be a requirement for that venture. There should be a requirement for your product or service. Okay, most of the kind of entrepreneurs, they just come up with an idea. uh, then what happens once you, how to generate ideas, there are different techniques like disrupt, mind map, brainstorming, and there are multiple other techniques. So through these techniques, we usually encourage the aspiring entrepreneur or the budding entrepreneurs to come up with multiple ideas. Okay, at least 10 ideas. Okay, so then you have to go through a very structured process of idea validation. It is a 3-stage process. Like how to, there are 3-stage processes. From these 10 ideas, in the first phase, which is called decision matrix analysis, you will filter 5 ideas. Okay, next stage uh, is called paired comparison analysis. So from these 5 ideas, you have to filter down to 2 ideas. Okay, the last step is called 5-question framework. Through this technique, you will select your final idea for your startup. Okay, so as I told, these are not theories. You have to interact with multiple stakeholders during this process of validation. It takes at least 2 to 3 months of time. Okay, so this is the foundation work what I made. Most of the entrepreneurs, they usually uh, either they don't want to do these because it is a bit tough. You need to interact with multiple stakeholders. You need to be very realistic about it. So what happens? It is like, I would like to cite one example. Suppose this is a 4-story building, okay, where you are sitting now. So do you know below the ground level how much depth of foundation work has been constructed? At least 20-25 feet. There are lots of uh, kind of materials have been invested. There are lots of money have been invested. There are lots of energy have been invested. So this is like when we start building this infrastructure, we could have started it from the ground level. Why we have done this foundation work? Then above the foundation work, from the above the ground level, then we see only the infrastructure. Very similarly, this is the foundation work which is not visible to anyone. So once you do this foundation work, so you have a high probability of making your startup success. Okay, then of course, once your idea is finalized in this idea validation process, then there are other steps how to kind of start your venture, how to run your venture, from where to get the investment, what kind of market linkages, what STP you need to follow. So there are multiple other things to be followed subsequently.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how has your experience of working at FICCI's Startup and Innovation Department been so far?
Yeah, it's a very rich experience. As I said with you, this division is committed to support the startups, to help them in connecting to different stakeholder of the startup ecosystem. As I was sharing with you, compliance, which is a major component for any startup. I would like to give one example. There is a startup into health tech domain who has been kind of revenue wise is around 8 to 9 lakhs rupees per month. But unfortunately, what has happened, he has not filed IP for his brand. Okay. So now another company has asked that startup to not to use that brand. Okay. So now what has happened? All places he has done the branding. He has invested lots of money in doing this branding, whether it's a physical infrastructure or it's a virtual infrastructure like your website, all your social media pages. Okay. Now what is happening? He has been running this for last almost 1.5 years. Okay. You see, for a small mistake, he was not able to. He did not know whether the trademark has to be filed. If the trademark is not accepted, then he has to change the brand name. Today he is in problem. Getting my point? So that's what basically our FICCI's role to guide and mentor uh, these entrepreneurs. So they should not. It will be useful in their entrepreneurial journey. Are you getting my point? So like this, I just give you one example. So there are also, we organize investors meet, demo days. We also kind of connect them to different industry leaders. Another great thing, the entrepreneurs, they participate at various events of FICCI. They get an access to participate. FICCI, I mean, Startup Markham, which is one of the mega events in India that was completely organized by FICCI. So similarly, we also help we help the startups in kind of getting access to aware them about these events, because many startups, they don't know. I mean, suppose a startup from remote corner of Kerala or maybe remote corner of Orissa, I may not be knowing about these events. So recently, again, this DPIT, in collaboration with Minister of Tribal Affairs, Minister of Culture, they are organizing it's a mega event for the tribal entrepreneurs, tribal business conclave. So FICCI is an industry, FICCI is the industry partner, and Proyogi is another organization who is the knowledge partner. So for these, basically to reach out to the tribal entrepreneurs, to kind of, tribal entrepreneurs, many times they may not be able to fill up the application form also. So our team helps them to fill up the application first, to identify where are these entrepreneurs are. So we reached out to multiple incubators, we reached out to multiple startup missions and multiple other stakeholders, and we get the list of the startup. Then we call to the startup, we tell them about this event, and then we also help them in filling up their application, because as I told, sometimes the some of the startup might have very good products, but they don't know, they're not conversant in English, some cases like this. So these are the broad support systems provided by FICCI, Startup and Innovation Department. Even if in Innovation Department also, we help kind of this how to connect these academia and industry. For that purpose, we organized R&D R&D Global R&D Summit in the month of September, and where lots of industry partners and partners from academia, and they participated. So this is the prime role of FICCI to support the entrepreneurs and innovators.
That is very insightful. Sir, what are some of the key initiatives FICCI is currently working on to support startups in India?
Yeah. So as I told you, we organize multiple events which will be useful for these entrepreneurs. Again, let me cite this one example with you. This tribal business conclave. So there'll be top 100 startups. They will get an opportunity to pitch to the investors. So we are inviting around 25 to 30 plus investors to this forum. Also, these tribal entrepreneurs will get the top selected entrepreneurs will be able to exhibit their product. Okay, you know what kind of outcome they will get out of this support. Like, for example, some of them, they may get investment from this forum. Some of them, I mean, their product visibility, there are some very kind of bright products by some of the tribal entrepreneurs is not visible. They have not come out from their district, or they are not come out from their state. So when this product will be visible, so the huge audience will will able to see that, and there'll be huge visibility and mileage for the startup at the long run. So this is what one program. So similarly, we have some corporate innovation programs are coming up, where we again select certain themes on behalf of the corporate, and we call for application. Then we support, we encourage the startups to participate in this innovation program, and we provide again handholding and mentoring support to these startups.
Thank you, sir. How do you see the startup ecosystem in India evolving in the next 5 years?
Yeah. So startup ecosystem, is evolving in a great way. If we'll see before 2014 and today, there are lots of development. Very few entrepreneurs were there. Today, if you'll see, good number of tech entrepreneurs are there. If you'll also compare the women entrepreneurs, the number of women entrepreneurs. So, good number of women entrepreneurs have also started their venture. And again, the best part is that it's not the entrepreneurs from the tier one or tier one cities or the metro cities. Entrepreneurs are coming up from the tier two, tier three cities, and they're doing great. So they have a good contribution to the impact impact factor. Okay. Hope my voice is audible to you.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. This is folder. I would like to give some examples like incubator. There are multiple programs, multiple schemes of government to support the incubator, who act as the hub of support system for these budding. It is a very new initiative, and it will have a great impact and encouragement for the entrepreneurs from the tribal sector. So what I mean to say that the ecosystem is maturing. Today, it is the world's third largest ecosystem. I am very, very sure this the rank will go up in a short span of different on these startups. So definitely it will go to a different height in next 5 years of time.
Thank you, sir. Sir, as a former CEO of the incubation center at Sri Sri University, what were your biggest learnings from that experience?
Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir, it is audible. Yes, sir. So I was asking, as a former CEO of the incubation center at Sri Sri University, what were your biggest learnings from that experience?
Any other questions, Eklavya?
Is the question clear, Dr. Barada, what he is asking?
Sir, I can't hear him. I think he has
एक
some
बार और
network issue,
बोलो,
or
just speak
I
one
can't
more
hear him.
time.
The question is, I didn't heard the question, sir. Can you pardon me?
अरे वो पूछ रहे हैं क्या क्वेश्चन था तुम्हारा, you repeat that.
Okay. Sir, as a former CEO of the incubation center at Sri Sri University, what were your biggest learnings from that experience?
Yeah. So basically, incubation. I learned about the incubation ecosystem. I used to interact with good number of startups every day, understand their pain points. As an incubator, you understand the concept of incubator. Okay, like a newborn baby has some challenges. Any organ, so it is kept usually in an incubator. Okay, you might have heard about that. So similarly, startups, they have multiple challenges. By default, they have, for the budding entrepreneurs, they have multiple challenges. So this incubation center helps them in bridging their, minimizing their challenges or the problems. So I used to interact with multiple startups, multiple stakeholders. So our job is not only to provide mentoring and handholding support. I was also to get access to these government schemes, how the startups will be investable, to train them how to get some of these schemes and grants of different government departments. Also, I used to organize investors meet at frequent interval. So, like I would like to give some examples, some of the success stories of those investors meet. So one of our incubated startup, we got 1.6 million USD from one of the biggest investor, team Draper was invested in holidays of Tesla's Skype from that. So this is there are also multiple success stories of startup who have got investment during that time. So it was a holistic support system. It's not only about providing mentoring and mentoring support. Is also connect to different stakeholders. Like even if some of the startups helping them in connecting them to different markets, whether it's a domestic market or international market. So as an incubator, we used to try our best to help them in getting access to different markets. So this is uh, a kind of this was my experience in the kind of identifying startups who are serious about their entrepreneurial journey, providing them mentoring support, connecting them to different stakeholders. Stakeholder means, as I told you, investors, technocrats, financial experts, okay, making them investor ready and connect them to investors. So it's a holistic experience, basically 360-degree experience I had during the tenure at Sri Sri University.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what are the major challenges faced by new entrepreneurs when they start their journey?
Yeah. So a major challenge is mentoring. Okay. It's not money comes second. Mentoring, to get a right mentor, there are so many mentors are there, but I use this again, I would like to repeat, a right mentor who understands your segment, who understands your business, who has a good connect with different stakeholders. That is the primary requirement. As per multiple studies, uh, good number of startups, they have showed mentoring is their first and foremost requirement. Okay. Second is the finance. Okay. So, finance is another challenge faced by most of the entrepreneurs. Of course, there are certain startups who are bootstrapped. I mean, but without taking money from anyone, they have scaled up their business. Getting my point. So, getting investment is also another challenge. Another challenge is market linkage. This is also a kind of generic challenge faced by most of the entrepreneurs, because what happens, the entrepreneurs may be from a technical background. So entrepreneur might be good at strategy, might be good at operation, but may not be good at sales. So that is another challenge. Some of the other upcoming challenges, like for example, access to R&D labs. Nowadays, as I told, many tech-based startups are there. So they need specialized labs, maker labs or fabrication labs to develop their prototype or MVP product. So that also, I mean, they also sometimes face challenge. They don't know where are these labs available, how to access these labs. Okay, so this is also another challenge. Again, as I said at the beginning, they also face lots of challenges in kind of access to right kind of support guidance on IPs, whether it's a patent filing or it's a trademark filing or copyright filing. So these are the some of the challenges faced by budding entrepreneurs at the holidays.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you have worked closely with entrepreneurs across India. What differences do you see between startups in metro cities and those in smaller towns?
Yeah. So metro cities, what uh, I would like to give one example. So there was a startup from Bhubaneswar, very good startup. Founder was from one of the IITs. I was facing some challenges in market access and getting investment. So then this same startup, he operated from Orissa, for almost 2.5 years. Then after that, he shifted to Delhi. And that startup, same product. Okay. Same product he was doing. So he got investment support within a period of 6 to 8 months time, and also got a third-party manufacturing unit for his product. Now he has scaled up. So that's what basically a major challenge in not sell. One is access to finance. Then second is access to market. These are the challenges faced by entrepreneurs basically from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities as compared to metro cities.
Very insightful, sir. Sir, could you share an example of a successful startup that was incubated under your guidance?
Yeah, thank you. See, there are so many successful startups, but I would like to give one example of a startup. So the name of the startup is Sabhyasa Retail, Sabhyasa Retail Tech. So the founder was having around 17, 18 years of experience in industry. So once he came to our organization, and he came actually for his brother, younger brother. He wanted to start something. He came to get some guidance. Then I told him that when you start something, you have this industry experience, and you'll be able to do it. And what he started a e-marketplace for the uh, underprivileged community. E-marketplace for the artisan, different SSGs, where they can sell this product. Okay. So today, this startup is India's first wind disintegrated startup in the impact sector. Okay. This startup was requested by government of Andhra Pradesh to help in marketing the produce of SSGs of Andhra Pradesh on last Women's Day. Okay. And this startup was able to sell within a span of 25 to 30 days of time, was able to sell more than 2.5 lakhs product, because of which Andhra Pradesh government got the place in the Guinness Book of Record. Okay. And this startup started from scratch. It's almost 1.5 years back. Today, revenue wise, it's crossed, or it is touching around 3 CR. Okay. So similarly, there are other success stories. I get that example of the startup who got investment. There are also startup who have got very good products. Okay. One was vacuum fried chips from okra. One startup was doing vacuum fried chips from okra. Okay, chips usually mostly from potato, and yes. So again, it is oil fried, but this case oil content is very low, and it's a vacuum fried and healthy food. Another startup is into ready to eat product from jackfruit. Okay. Again, innovative product, healthy products. So similarly, there are multiple startups, multiple success stories of these startups. Of course, it's the commitment and hard work and vision of the entrepreneurs. We usually facilitate to connect them to different stakeholders.
Thank you, sir. Very insightful. Sir, what is your approach to mentoring entrepreneurs who face early stage setbacks?
Sorry, could you repeat this question?
Sir, what is your approach to mentoring entrepreneurs who face early stage setbacks?
Yeah. So as I told you, all budding entrepreneurs, they must do the foundation work properly. Okay. Foundation work means, as I shared with you, must generate some ideas which could solve real challenges faced by the community, by the society, first and foremost thing. Second, the validation of ideas should be in a very proper way, not in a casual way of putting the content, asking friends and family members kind of feedback. It should be in a proper manner. As I said, with it's a 3-stage structured evaluation process. And there are little bit of statistics associated with this, but it is not at all theoretical. Every stage you have to interact with multiple stakeholders. Like first stage of evaluation, you have to talk to technocrat, you have to talk to financial experts, you need to talk to your competitors, you need to talk to some of your prospective buyers. Okay, so like this, you need to do the groundwork, the foundation work in a very, very diligent manner. So this is what my recommendation to all these budding entrepreneurs to overcome the setback at the early days of their entrepreneurial journey. So once you do this, then rest of the things automatically it will happen, like your market access to market, your getting investment. If you have done this foundational properly, by default, the other things will happen.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how can students develop an entrepreneurial mindset while still pursuing their studies?
Yeah. So I shared my experience at the beginning. When I was a student, I started my entrepreneurial journey. Okay. During my tenure at Wadhwani Foundation, I have seen multiple students. They started their entrepreneurial journey when they were students. Okay. So the advantage when you are studying a student, when you are studying your venture, when you are a student, because you have that risk appetite at that point of time. If the venture is not going well, you may offer placement, and I'm sure, again, I'm sharing from my experience, you will be the fast preferred student by the prospective recruiters because you have the practical experience. You have not just learned theories like your friends, you have a hands-on experience. You understand the supply chain, you understand vendor management, you understand marketing, you understand sales, you understand how to manage finance, okay, how to get money and how to manage finance. So you have a hands-on experience on complete process where the basically the recruiters they look for. So if your venture is not uh, picking up, if there are, you face certain challenges, so suppose you are in BBA or BCom, you started from second year onwards. Okay, so try it, and if it goes well, absolutely fine. If it is not working well, or if you have some peer pressures, again, peer pressure is another major component. If you have certain peer pressures, then you may say you may appear during the interview process, and I'm sure you'll be first selected by them. So starting when you are a student, of course, there are certain challenges also because of your academic curriculum. You have a very tight schedule from there. You need to manage your time both for study as well as for this. But of course, this is possible. Many students are doing this. You talk about Redbus, you talk about Practo, all these ventures today. I mean, huge startups today. I mean, they started when they were students. Facebook also started when he was a student. Getting my point. So it is always advised, try something early.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what role do you think educational institutions play in fostering entrepreneurship among students?
Yeah, it's a good question. So education institutes play vital role in promoting entrepreneurship because the faculty members, they are the ambassadors for students for um, starting their venture. Okay, uh, because the faculty members they understand the dynamics, they understand the trends, they understand the challenges. They so accordingly they can guide properly. Okay, as a student, who is your first point of contact? Your teacher when you go to college first. So you reach out out to the faculty mentor, sir or ma'am, I want to start something. This is my idea. What would be your advice? So it's the first point of contact. Okay, like mother is the first teacher. Similarly, your faculty member is the first ambassador for your venture. You get lots of insight from the faculty member, which I mean is difficult to get. As I told, many entrepreneurs they struggle to get a right mentor. You are getting access to these mentors, easy access, zero cost, and many faculty members they would love to support these kind of entrepreneurs. Okay, so this is one aspect. Second, uh, as I said, government is encouraging the education institute to come up with incubation centers. They have also funding support for the incubation center as well as for the budding entrepreneurs. So these academic institutes should start their incubation centers to support the early stage entrepreneurs. Okay, so education institutes they play a major role in shaping the future, the career of the student entrepreneurs.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you have trained over 10,000 students. What qualities do you think distinguish a potential entrepreneur from others?
Yeah, see, potential quality is one major quality is the perseverance. Okay, you should not lose hope. There is a say called 1,000 days. Okay, every entrepreneur and they go through these 1,000 days principle. So if you are able to survive within these 1,000 days, that is a high survival possibility for your venture. So these 1,000 days, the three years, I mean these three years, you need to be committed. Okay, you should have confidence on your idea. You should have kind of the whole world might have some doubt, but you should be confident about your idea. Okay, confident, perseverance, and networking. And you need lots of networking if you are an entrepreneur. So these are the broad qualities of an entrepreneur. Those who are, I mean, specifically the first generation entrepreneurs and the student entrepreneurs.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what advice would you give to students who have ideas but lack the confidence to take the first step?
So my advice would be first validate your idea. Okay. So idea validation is a very most important component of your foundation work. Okay. Again, as I said with you, the validation of your ideas should not be just through some social media. Your validation work should be in line with interaction with certain stakeholders. So as a student, you must know the techniques of idea validation. Okay, as I said with you, it's a three-stage process. Okay, so again, these are not theories. So as a student, again, you should have that perseverance. You should have that confidence to do this complete process of idea validation, and don't stick to your idea. Don't be emotionally attached to your idea. If your idea is not accepted after this validation process, accepted by multiple stakeholders, then you discard this. Again, go for some other idea. Again, if it is not working out, is not accepted after the validation process is not proper, then again you switch and get into some other idea, because this idea will be with you for next maybe 20 years, 30 years, 50 years of your entrepreneurial journey. Getting my point? So this needs to be properly validated, and you need to be kind of confident to pursue this idea.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how important is innovation in the current competitive business world?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So, innovation is the crux of any startup. If there is no innovation, if it is it's a traditional product or me too product, then uh, the startup may not survive for a long time. Getting my point? So there should be definitely some innovation in your product. Okay, I again like to give some examples. So this um, I was talking about the ready to eat food from jackfruit. Okay, jackfruit is taste wise, flavor wise, it's very similar to meat. Okay, so it is a replacement for meat. So it's called plant based meat. So what is the innovation the startup has brought to this? In case of meat, protein content is around 20 to 25%. But in this case of jackfruit, protein content is hardly 3 to 4%, max to max. So what he has done, he has, in a natural way, he has kind of fortification. He has done fortification to increase the protein component, and he was able to reach upgrade that up to 17 18%. Getting my point? So the innovation here is that it is a plant-based protein with good amount of protein content. Okay. Again, some other examples also I would like to share with you. So like this, there is another startup which is basically into uh, is a health tech domain. So this startup, what it does, it is an aggregator platform for the phlebotomist. Phlebotomist, you understand, people who usually collect blood samples, different samples for the testing purpose. So now what is happening? Suppose I am affected by fever or cold, and doctor advised me to go for blood sample test. What is happening? I call to a person, phlebotomist. He comes, collects the blood sample from me. And I don't know. I asked him to get it tested in a specific lab. Okay. But I don't know whether my sample has been tested in that particular lab, or I just get the report printed on the letterhead of that lab. Second, whether the sample has reached the lab at the right time. Usually what happens, the sample has to be reached the lab within a specific time period, whether it has reached or not, that also. So it is like a live tracking of your sample from the time it is collected till you get the report. So that means that it gives you confidence. Okay, I wanted to test it in next lab, it has been tested. It also gives, like for example, I am new to Delhi, I don't know about which is the good lab. So on his application, there are ratings of different labs. He has onboarded certain labs and there is a rating. Okay. So this is the innovation, basically, what he has brought into this process. So what I mean to say, uh, innovation is the crux of any venture, any startup. If you don't have innovation, then it is difficult to survive in the market for a long time. Hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir, very insightful, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, what some of the most common mistakes first-time entrepreneurs make and how can they avoid them?
Yeah, again, it's also a good question. So what happens? Many entrepreneurs, they think about some idea which may not be practically doable, which is irrational. Might be uh, might be needing for lots of, might be looking for lots of investment. Okay. So what happens as a student, as a first-time entrepreneur? So it should be doable, first thing. Second, you should be able to start it in a humble way. Okay, I would again like to give one example to you. So there was a startup which makes tea from moringa tea. Tea from moringa tea. So moringa tea, moringa leaf. It is rich in calcium, lots of other things, and which is basically highly nutritious. So when he was a student under me at CC University, so he came to me and told that, sir, I want to start this venture and I need at least 6-7 lakhs to start this venture. I told, for what purpose? Why you are looking for 6-7 lakhs? Tell me the breakup of your cost component. He told that a automated machine for drying up moringa leaves, then a automated grinder which can process at least 1 quintal per day, and lots of other cost components. I told that Kameshwar, it is not the name of the founders, Kameshwar. I told Kameshwar, it is not required. It can be started within 50,000 rupees. So he told us how it is possible. I told, okay, fine. Let's not get into this automated solar drying at this point of time. Let's do it in drying in a very hygienic manner, sun dried, but properly covered. Let's do it. Second, for grinding, you don't need a 1 quintal grinder at this point of time, which would process 1 quintal of product per day. Not required. Let's go for a normal mixer grinder kind of thing, which would cost 3-4 thousand rupees. Okay, you get the product. No need to bulk procure at this point of time. You tie up with certain farmers, get the moringa leaf from them, and get maybe 10 kg in the first purchase, then again maybe second purchase, like, because you have to develop the prototype first. Again, that needs to be validated by the customers. So with respect to taste, flavor, all the things, and then it will be scaled up. So we started with that. Then they today they are present in multiple countries. They are creating good impact in the community. They also procure from tribal community. And what I mean to say, always start in a humble way with low investment. So two things, the entrepreneurs, they do a mistake. So they think that I need a huge investment to start this venture, which never happens, because no investor will put a single rupee unless and until your product is validated, accepted in the market. Accepted in the market means you have some revenue in maybe 50,000 rupees or 50 lakhs rupees. But there should be some traction, some revenue must have generated. So first is think rationally. What can be done, what cannot be done. Don't come up with an idea which, of course, it has high potential, high scalable. But as a beginner, you may not be able to start this. To do that, you need huge R&D investment, which you don't have. Okay. So, and don't be dependent on external investors. Don't dependent on kind of funds, any other funds at the holidays, because it's not easy to get. Okay. First and foremost, your product.
Sir, unmute yourself, sir. Unmute yourself for a second, sir. Actually, forum is open for all. Now, okay, sir. Continue.
Yeah. Am I audible? So, Eklavya, to answer your question, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
you're
You are
audible.
audible, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Second, it should be able to start this venture with low investment. These are the two major factors the budding entrepreneur, the student entrepreneurs must keep in mind.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I would like to ask you one another question, sir. May I? Sir, having worked with entrepreneurs in countries like Oman, Uganda, and Kenya, what similarities or differences have you noticed compared to India?
Yeah. So I've interacted with many entrepreneurs in African countries. So the difference between us and them is that they don't have access to technology. We have the Indian entrepreneurs access to technology. So in Africa, you have network connectivity. You go to any corner of India, we have network connectivity. So an entrepreneur can work from a remote corner of India, but that is not possible even if in the country capital. Like some of those African countries, of course, some of the countries very, well connected the country capital, but remote places, the entrepreneur face the challenge. So digital network as well as access to technology is a big challenge for them. But of course, there is a good market. Many Indian startups now they have entered into African market to sell their products or services. But these are the basic difference between the Indian entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ekla.
Thank you so much, sir. Any audience want to ask any questions? If they have any query related to entrepreneurship, they can ask. Okay, so we are moving ahead for formal vote of thanks. So, thank you so much, sir. On behalf of the entire organizing team, faculty, and the students, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Barada P. Panigrahy, sir, for gracing us with his presence and sharing such profound insights. So, your journey from grassroots innovation to national startup policy leadership is not just inspiring but deeply empowering. Your words today have truly illuminated the students and understanding of entrepreneurship, innovation, and ecosystem building, especially at a time when such guidance is both timely and transformative. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much again for joining us today.
I think,
Thank you so much.
Balaji, if you can share the internship opportunities that you have, from FICCI side, it would be great.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting and giving this opportunity. In fact, we have a couple of projects at FICCI for which we are looking for student interns. So these are projects where you will be sharpen your analytical skill. You will also improve your project management skill because you'll be interacting with multiple stakeholders, and you will have also you will have a good coordination with different stakeholders. So for that purpose, we would like to request um, Ajay Singh sir to recommend some students. Then our team will come to the campus and conduct the interview to select the shortlisted one. And FICCI will provide this certificate for this project. So I would say it is not a traditional internship kind of thing; it's a live project. So traditional internship, basically, what happens? It is a specific period of time, like during summer or winter. But live project concept, most of the premier institutes nowadays they are doing this, and the students will have lots of insight experience through these live projects. And FICCI team will definitely handhold you throughout these project period, and you will get lots of insight and connects. Just shared with you, we conduct lots of events, programs at frequent intervals, and you will get a live experience in kind of organizing these events in with the under the supervision of FICCI team.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that, Dr. Barada. It was important for the students to know what kind of opportunities are available. And if you can share something, we will share it with the students in the Google form. They can then, those who are interested, they can, take it forward. So it was nice to have you today, Dr. Barada.
Thank you so much.